Only in Kentucky could one county shape the Green River's entire navigation system, host one of the state's only shared Civil War monuments, and produce some quality people. Hi, I'm Michael. I want to teach you a little bit more about Kentucky. One county at a time. All 120 of them. And today we're talking about Butler County. Long before Kentucky's statehood, the Green River Valley was home to Native American communities who built large shell mounds along the water. The Carlston Annis site, located in modern-day Butler County, is one of the most important. They contain foods, tools, remains, and burial materials that show long periods of settlement for that area. These mounds are really that mound is one of the earliest examples of an organized site along the Green River. The first Euro-American settlers arrived around 1800. Richard Dilliam and James Forgy were among the earliest recorded. They founded Barry's Lick, a small frontier worksite built around a salt spring. Salt production was one of the first industries in the county. Travelers stopped there, and it served as an early trading point. In January 1810, Kentucky created Butler County from Logan and Ohio counties. It was named for Major General Richard Butler, a Revolutionary War officer who died in 1791. That same year, officials chose a 60-acre tract owned by Christopher Funkhauser as the county seat. The hilltop was known briefly as Funkhauser Hill before becoming Morgantown. The town incorporated in 1813. During those early years, the Green River was the primary transportation route. Ferries operated at several spots carrying people, livestock, and wagons. Roads were mostly unreliable, and the river connected farms to mills and markets. Morgantown slowly gained stores, taverns, and small service businesses. Now, everything changed in 1833 when Kentucky approved major improvements to the Green River. Engineers designed a system of locks and dams to create a steady navigation channel for freight and passenger boats. Butler County ended up with two of them. Lock and Dam number 3 created Rochester. Lock and Dam number 4 created Woodbury. Rochester, named after Rochester, New York, was laid out during the 1830s and incorporated in 1839. It sat at the junction of the Green and Mud Rivers. The town developed around warehouses, stores, and a ferry landing. Steamboats stopped regularly to pick up tobacco, timber, and passengers, and Rochester became one of the busiest points in the county. Woodbury emerged in a similar way, since it formed around Lock and Dam number 4 and gained a riverfront business district. In the 1860s, J.R. Jones built a 2-story hotel to house travelers and boat crews. It later became known as the Woodbury Hotel, and eventually would become known as the Finney Hotel. Woodbury's long-term identity centered on the lock system and the workers who kept it operating. The lock complex included more than the dam and machinery. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers built a superintendent's house near Lock number 4 when the federal government took over Green River navigation in the early 1900s. It served as both a residence and an operations center for that lockmaster at the time. The superintendent coordinated boat traffic, monitored water levels, and supervised repairs. The house sat within sight of the lock, which allowed crews to respond quickly when boats approached or equipment failed, and for decades it housed successful lockmasters and their families. When commercial traffic declined and the Corps reduced its presence, the house remained but lost its operational role. It later became part of the property associated with the Green River Museum. The Civil War reached Butler County in 1861. On October 29, 1861, Union troops from the 17th Kentucky Infantry skirmished with Confederate forces near Morgantown. Private Granville Allen of Monroe County was killed, and it was one of the first losses for that regiment. After the war, local veterans created one of Kentucky's most unusual monuments. The Butler County Civil War Monument lists the names of both Union and Confederate soldiers together. I believe only 2 counties in the entire state built shared monuments like this, and this one was placed near the courthouse around 1907. Like everywhere else, agriculture dominated the late 19th century. Farms produced corn, tobacco, and livestock. Timber companies cut hard forest wood and floated logs down the Green River. Grist mills and small shops supported rural communities. Butler County was also operating a poorhouse during this era, which housed residents with no income or family support. It appears frequently in 19th and early 20th century fiscal court records. In the early 20th century, the Corps of Engineers managed the locks, and Woodbury remained a navigation hub. The Finney Hotel served travelers, workers, and salesmen. In 1911, I'm going to butcher this, Lethia Finney purchased the hotel and continued running it for decades with help from her daughter. The decline of river commerce came during the Great Depression. Freight companies failed and better roads encouraged truck transport. By 1931, regular commercial traffic on the Green River ended in Butler County. Rochester and Woodbury lost the economic base that had supported them. The Finney Hotel closed in 1950. The superintendent's house and lock grounds became part of Green River Museum property. From the mid-20th century into the present, the county reorganized around modern services. Schools were consolidated. Charles Black City Park became the main recreation area. Morgantown held most of the retail, government, and community activity. Rochester and Woodbury remained small but historically important. Don J. Jenkins, born in the community of Quality, Kentucky in 1948, received the Medal of Honor for actions in Vietnam in 1969. In January 1969, Jenkins' unit was hit by heavy enemy fire. Jenkins moved repeatedly across exposed ground to pull wounded soldiers to safety, returning fire while covering evacuations, and continued fighting after being wounded himself. He received honors that same year. The county has a small number of local legends. The best known does involve the Finney Hotel. I've read stories about unexplained footsteps or shadows in the upper rooms. For those of you all familiar with the area, is that true? Are there any hauntings? I'd love to hear more. Today, Butler County has around 12,000 residents. Agriculture is still central. Poultry farms, cattle operations, timber work are common. Many residents commute to Bowling Green or Morgantown for work. The county maintains several river access points, historic cemeteries, that Civil War monument, and the Green River Museum. The Green River Catfish Festival began in the 1970s and continues each July, I believe, with rides, concerts, and food vendors. Harvest on the Square developed as a fall event on the Courthouse Plaza with local crafts and activities. So, that's Butler County. What'd I get wrong this time?